This is not about crime, and it is not about wealth. This is about daily life. Two cities, two rhythms, Caracas and New York City, and how differently people move, work, and exist inside them. Part 1. The pace of the street. The first difference you notice between Caracas and New York City is not architecture, it is pace. In New York City, the street moves fast. People walk with purpose. Steps are long. Heads are slightly down. Phones are checked while crossing. Movement feels directional. Everyone appears to be going somewhere specific, even when they are not. Time presses forward visibly. In Caracas, the street moves differently. Walking is slower. Stops happen naturally. People pause to talk. They look around more. Movement feels flexible. People are present in the street, not just passing through it. Time feels heavier, but also more available. This difference shapes behavior. In New York City, speed creates distance. Eye contact is brief. Conversations are efficient. Space is respected through motion. Personal boundaries are maintained by momentum. In Caracas, proximity replaces speed. People stand closer. Voices are louder. Gestures are larger. The street feels social by default. Boundaries are managed through interaction, not avoidance. Neither pace exists by accident. New York City rewards speed. Work schedules, transport systems, and cost pressure push people forward. Caracas reflects adaptation. When systems move slower or unpredictably, people adjust socially. Time is negotiated face to face. Waiting becomes part of daily rhythm. The street absorbs that rhythm. Walking footage makes this visible. In New York City, the camera moves with the crowd. It struggles to stop without blocking flow. In Caracas, the camera can pause. The street continues around it. This is not about efficiency or disorder. It is about how cities teach people to move. One city teaches urgency, the other teaches presence. And before you hear a single statistic, the street already tells you how life feels inside each place. Part 2. Cost and daily pressure. The second difference between Caracas and New York City is not how much things cost on paper. It is how cost feels in daily life. In New York City, money creates constant pressure. Rent defines choices. Transportation defines schedules. Small daily expenses add up quickly. Coffee, food, transit. Every decision feels connected to time and income. Even people who are financially stable often move with urgency. Time is money, and the street reflects that reality. In Caracas, daily pressure shows itself differently. Formal prices may fluctuate. Availability can change. Systems do not always move predictably, but daily transactions feel more negotiable. People adapt. They talk before they decide. They wait before they act. They adjust plans in real time. Cost exists, but it does not always dictate speed. This difference changes how stress appears on the street. In New York City, stress is quiet but constant. People walk fast. They multitask. They optimize movement. Pressure is internalized. The street feels efficient but emotionally distant. In Caracas, pressure is external. Delays are visible. Conversations happen openly. Reactions are expressed. Stress is shared rather than hidden. The street becomes a place to absorb pressure, not escape it. Neither system is easier. They simply apply pressure in different ways. New York City compresses pressure into time. Caracas spreads pressure across interaction. Walking footage reveals this clearly. In New York City, people rarely stop without purpose. Pausing feels costly. In Caracas, stopping is part of the process. Time stretches to accommodate reality. This is why cost cannot be understood through numbers alone. Daily pressure shapes movement, tone, and behavior. And before any economic data is mentioned, the street already shows how each city asks its people to carry weight. Part 3. Social distance. The social proximity. Another clear contrast between Caracas and New York City appears in how people relate to each other in public space. Not through words, but through distance. In New York City, social distance is carefully maintained. People give each other space. Eye contact is brief. Interaction is optional. Silence is normal. On crowded sidewalks, personal boundaries are protected through movement. You keep walking. You do not interrupt. You avoid friction by staying focused. Privacy exists even in crowds. In Caracas, proximity is part of daily life. People stand closer. They speak louder. They touch arms or shoulders during conversation. Interaction is expected. The street feels conversational by default. Silence feels unusual, not polite. This difference is not about friendliness or rudeness. It is about social design. New York City is built for individual flow. People share space, but protect personal worlds. Efficiency replaces familiarity. Caracas is built around social presence. People acknowledge each other. They comment. They react. The street becomes an extension of social life. Boundaries exist, but they are flexible and negotiated moment by moment. These patterns shape comfort differently. In New York City, comfort comes from anonymity. You can disappear into the crowd. You can move without explanation. For many, this feels liberating. In Caracas, comfort comes from recognition. You are seen. You are noticed. You are part of a visible social environment. For many, this feels grounding. Walking footage captures this contrast clearly. In New York City, people rarely engage strangers. Passing is the norm. In Caracas, brief interactions happen naturally. A look, a comment, a reaction. Neither approach is superior. They answer different human needs. One prioritizes independence. The other prioritizes connection. And by simply observing how close people stand, how long they pause, and how often they acknowledge each other, you can understand how differently daily life feels inside these two cities. Part 4. Work, waiting, and time. Another difference between Caracas and New York City appears in how people experience work, waiting, and time in everyday life. Not through job titles, but through rhythm. In New York City, time is tightly organized. Work hours define the day. Appointments define movement. Delays feel expensive. People wait, but they do not linger. Waiting is treated as lost time, something to minimize or avoid. Phones come out. Steps shift. Attention stays forward. The goal is to move on as quickly as possible. In Caracas, waiting plays a different role. Waiting is expected. Lines move slowly. Processes take time. Schedules adjust rather than dominate. People talk while they wait. They observe. They negotiate. Waiting becomes part of social life, not a failure of it. This difference changes how time is felt. In New York City, time feels compressed. Moments are packed tightly together. The day moves fast, even when nothing urgent is happening. Efficiency creates momentum. In Caracas, time feels layered. Work, pauses, conversations, and delays blend into one another. The day stretches and contracts naturally. Time is something to manage together, not something that pushes from behind. Work reflects this contrast. In New York City, work often spills into movement. People walk while thinking about tasks. They eat while planning. The boundary between work and motion is thin. In Caracas, work is more visibly separated. People stop to focus. They finish one thing before starting another. Interruptions are absorbed rather than resisted. Walking footage makes this clear. In New York City, the street feels like a conveyor. Stopping breaks flow. In Caracas, stopping creates space. The street adapts around it. Neither relationship with time is superior. One values precision, the other values flexibility. But by watching how people wait, how long they pause, and how calmly they accept delay, you can see how each city teaches its people what time is supposed to feel like. Part 5. Safety perception vs. daily adaptation. Another contrast between Caracas and New York City appears in how people think about safety in daily life. Not through headlines, but through habit. In New York City, safety is often managed through systems. Cameras are visible. Rules are posted. Signs instruct behavior. People trust infrastructure. They follow signals. They stay within designated spaces. They assume predictability. Safety feels external, something the city provides. In Caracas, safety is experienced differently. People rely more on awareness than systems. They read the street. They notice movement. They adjust behavior subtly. Routes change. Timing matters. Presence is active. Safety feels personal, something managed moment by moment. This difference shapes daily behavior. In New York City, people move confidently without scanning much. They assume the environment is stable. Attention stays internal. In Caracas, attention stays outward. People observe who is around them. They notice changes in tone and activity. They respond quickly to shifts. This does not mean constant fear. It means constant adaptation. Adaptation becomes routine. People learn where to walk. People learn who walk. When to pause, when to move. Over time, these choices become automatic. The street teaches its own rules. Perception plays a major role. New York City feels safer because order is visible. Caracas feels uncertain because order is informal. But certainty and safety are not the same. One relies on structure, the other relies on awareness. Walking footage captures this contrast clearly. In New York City, people walk absorbed in thought. The environment fades into background. In Caracas, people stay engaged with their surroundings. The street remains present. Neither approach defines danger or comfort on its own. They simply reflect different survival logics. One trusts systems to reduce risk. The other trusts experience to navigate it. And by watching how people move, where they look, and how quickly they respond, you can understand how each city teaches its people what it means to feel safe in everyday life. Final verdict: 2 cities, 2 survival logics. What we see on the streets of Caracas and New York City is not a competition, it is a contrast. 2 cities, 2 ways of surviving daily life. New York City is built on structure. Time is compressed. Movement is efficient. Systems reduce uncertainty. People trust schedules, infrastructure, and rules to carry them through the day. Survival here means staying in motion, managing pressure, and protecting personal space. Caracas is built on adaptation. Time is flexible. Movement is negotiable. People read situations in real time. Survival here means awareness, social connection, and constant adjustment. Neither logic is better. They respond to different realities. One rewards speed and planning. The other rewards presence and responsiveness. This is why daily life feels so different. Not because of wealth or danger, but because each city teaches its people how to move, wait, and interact. In the end, cities do not shape people alone. People shape cities back, and the street quietly reveals how that relationship works. Now the question is yours. Which survival logic feels more natural to you? Write your answer in the comments. Stay safe, subscribe for more city comparisons, and we will see you in the next one.